Good morning, everyone. My name is Anna. I'm a wife of an addict in recovery, and I'm also recovering myself from codependency. I wanted to start up and do these morning lives again because I've missed you guys, and because now we're back in a place where we can do these lives again. So Mitchell and I are down here in Topsail, North Carolina, and we'll actually be here for, I think a good month and a half. We're actually going to be down here. So I thought it was a perfect time to start the lives again. Gonna start filling my self-care cup up even more. And so just wanted to come on and do a live with you guys this morning because I've actually had a lot of people message too and say that are the morning lives still happening? When do they happen again? So it's really cool to see that you guys like the morning lives as well. Good morning, Yvonne. So guys, what we're gonna do is today we're gonna talk about how to separate the addict from your true individual. And this was something that really helped me separate the addict from Mitchell. It helped me work through resentments. It helped me feel better to hold boundaries. It definitely helped me with enabling. It helped me challenge my codependency. There was a lot of things that learning how to separate helped me. And now it didn't just help me in active addiction, it helped me also when Mitchell was in early recovery as well. And I want to clarify here the last time. The reason why is we really didn't come up with this philosophy the first two times Mitchell was in rehab, and I was still so much stuck in my codependency that it was very hard for me to focus and do this. There's a lot of, good morning Rita, a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, so it was very hard to do that. But the last time I did more soul searching on myself, and I think I got to the point where I will just, be honest and say this on here. There's a lot of times where people are saying, Anna, how will I know? How will I know when enough is enough? I know people don't really care for this answer, but I'm just going to be honest with you. You'll know. You'll know. Because I actually believe, you know how they say the addicts have their rock bottom? I actually believe we have our own rock bottom as well. And I definitely came to that point. So it just becomes one of those things that you'll know. And to be completely honest, I think learning how to separate the addict from Mitchell helped me get to that point as well, because it helped me become in the now. It helped me become in the present. And what do I mean by that? I mean that I'm sure a lot of people could relate to this with me, is that I didn't recognize how much I was in the past or in the future. And what I mean by that is, so when you have your loved one, we're still fighting, right? We want to see that true individual come out. And what's the true individual? Let's start there. The true individual is the person why you're holding on. The true individual is that kind, caring, loving, funny person that does respect you, that does take time for you, that has you guys have fun together. That's what the true individual is. It's that person that we're really holding on to, even when times get hard. Now, who's the addict? The addict is someone that is manipulative, can gaslight, is lies, is irritable, yells, doesn't challenge their behaviors, sneaking out. So if we sat down, that's something that I actually would love all of you to do, is I'd love you to sit down and actually make 2 columns, one for the addict, one for the true individual. It's probably going to be easier for you to write down behaviors from the addict, and just know that's okay and that's normal, okay? But what I want you to do is I want you to write down the behaviors that cause a change in you, whether it's anger, frustration, hurt, pain, sadness. What are the behaviors that the addiction causes, that causes you to feel pain? Write down those behaviors. Right then and there, you will see the addict. That's the addict. Then what I want you to do in the other column is write down, who is that person that you remember? Who is that person that you had hopes for in the future? What are their behaviors? What are their characteristics? Then you'll have the true individual. The reason why this is so important to separate the two is because it really helps you work through triggers. It helps you to hold healthy boundaries. It helps us to work through the guilt. I can express that for myself. And this was a key for me to get to my place where I really held boundaries consistently, because there was a lot of guilt that was there when holding boundaries. It was always that feeling of, oh man, am I hurting Mitchell? Of course, we don't think about ourselves. I wasn't thinking about it's hurting me. Is it hurting Mitchell? So what happened was this, guys, I want you to get back into the now, because unfortunately we're not really in the now a lot, especially if we have our codependency there. And what I mean by that also is this. If you write down those list of behaviors and separate the addict from the true individual, I want you to be completely honest with yourself today. I want you to look at those list of behaviors in those two columns, and I want you to really be honest with yourself and say, who's in front of me? Who's in front of you right now? And the reason why I want you to do that is because we also need to come to acceptance. We need to come to what is occurring right now in our lives. And a lot of the times what happens is we get stuck in the past, meaning as we have all the memories of our loved one. Just because we have all the memories of our loved ones doesn't mean the loved one is really present. Then what we also have is we have the hopes of the future. Wanting that family, wanting that healthy communication, knowing that you could probably go on adventures together. So what it really is having those memories that we have of the past, of all the good times, and then we have the hopes of still the future. And what happens is that clouds sometimes are now. And when it clouds are now, we don't really come to acceptance, which means we really can't work with what we're working with. So just like our loved one suffering from addiction has to accept that they're suffering from addiction, we as loved ones have to do exactly the same. We have to come to a point and recognize who is in front of us. Is it our loved one or is it the addict? For so long have I believed my loved one is in front of me, but the reason why is because I'm holding on of memories of the past and I'm holding on to hopes of the future. It doesn't matter what tomorrow is going to bring. All we have is today. And if we are not focusing on today, we're not going to see today. We're not going to be in today. We're not going to work with today. And what happens is that unhealthy behaviors can happen to us and we don't respond to them in healthy ways. We respond to them also in unhealthy ways. So if we have someone creating choices or acting in unhealthy manners, but we ourselves are responding in unhealthy ways, then both of us are having unhealthy. There's no change there. So after you write this list today of the behaviors of the addict, which I'll give you some examples, is that lying, gaslighting, manipulating, yelling, sneaking around, fighting, disengaging all the time, which seems more like isolation, more of things like that. And then your loved one, which will probably be the memories of the past and the hopes of the future, and those qualities that the reason why we still fight, because we know that that person's in there. And when you come to acceptance, and if you say today, because it's really, guys, it's always just for today. Like, that's the slogan, but it's the truth. It's always just for today. And the reason why is we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So we need to be in today, and we need to look at today. And if today, it doesn't matter if tomorrow might be a good day, or tomorrow they might get recovery. Truth be told, that doesn't matter. Why? Because you first have to be present and work with today. That's the chance of recovery maybe being tomorrow. So what it becomes is this. If you look at those and you go, the addict's here today. There's been a lot of gaslighting. There's been manipulation. There's been yelling. There's been drinking. There's been deception. then that is what you work with. The addict is front of you today. And the reason why I feel like this has a lot of power and why it really helped me is because it did help me work through guilt. Because at first I just saw Mitchell in every moment of life, when I finally had to challenge my codependency and say, no, I'm not gonna make a lie up for him. No, I'm not gonna wake him up. There was a part of me that was like, am I a bad person? Because I can right now. It's very easy for me to go into the room and wake him up. So if I'm not doing it, aren't I a bad person? Because I should be doing something. The thing I should be doing is protecting myself from the addict, which is leading into our uncomfortable and holding boundaries. And so why it helped me work through guilt is this. If I saw the behaviors of the addict, if I were to enable the addict, which meant maybe co-sign the bull crap or tell an excuse to somebody or go in the bedroom and wake them up. If the addict's in front of me, guys, I'm not helping my husband. I'm not helping Mitchell. You're not helping your son, your daughter. You're not helping your wife. You're not helping your mother or your father. And the reason why is this. If the addict's in front of you, any energy we give to them, we don't give to the true individual. The energy we give, the time we give, the love we give, the effort that we give from our soul, from our body, from our mind, we don't give it to the true individual if the addict's in front of us. We actually give it to the addict. And what happens is the addict gets more strength. So the addict pushes further up, and our true individual over here goes further down. And what I want you to recognize is this, to give you strength to hold those boundaries. When you do face that guilt, am I hurting them? Am I hurting them? Go, no, the addict is in front of me. So to help my true individual, I need to lean into my heart, which is holding this boundary. And if I hold this boundary, even if the addict comes back, gnashing its teeth, so upset with me, yelling, frustrated, there's a thing. If an addict is happy with you, chances are you're enabling. And it's so true. Because when we finally learn to stand up for ourselves, the addict doesn't like that. The addict wants us to be submissive. The addict wants us to co-sign their bullcrap. The addict doesn't want us to stand up for ourselves, because then guess what? We're challenging the addict. We're taking power away from the addict, and we're giving it to the true individual. It doesn't want that. It wants to stay in control. But no, I'm going to tell you from now on, no matter who I meet in this life, I am no longer ever giving the addict, no matter who I see it in, is never giving my time, my energy, my effort. My time, my energy, my effort, my love goes to that true individual inside there. No matter what they say to me. Why? Because I always want to give light. I allowed the addict for too long to take the light away from me. I allowed it. Why? Because I'm no longer being the victim to the addict. I'm going to be that survivor. I'm going to put my 2 feet down and I'm going to say those simple words. No more. No more will I give you my power. No more will I allow you to control me, because I control myself in the way I respond to you. No more. I am now only going to give my light, my energy, my love, my time, my effort, no matter how hard it is, to the true individual. And that means stepping into my heart and holding boundaries to the addict. And you're not going to do it alone. Do you hear me, everyone out there? You're not going to do it alone. Anytime that addict looks at you, and it probably will happen, gives you that frustration, that anger, yelling, name calling, because you finally stand up for yourself. You have confidence and you hold your boundaries. You message Mitchell and I. You let us know what is going on. And Mitchell and I will tell you, you are giving power to the true individual. You are taking your power back, and that is why it's possible. And Mitchell will tell you, I feel you. Trust me, I know when I was in addiction, I would do the same for Anna, but that didn't mean it was wrong. It actually meant it was right. And you were facing the addict and telling no more, and it gave me the possibility to fight. You're giving the possibility for your loved one to fight. So I want you guys to really recognize, if you go into those behaviors and you go, you know what? The addict is in front of me. I'm scared to do this hard, and you have every right to be scared. It's a valid feeling. It's a valid emotion. I want you to go. But if I enable today, my energy, my time, my love, my effort. No more. I'm not giving it to the addict. Do you know who I'm going to give it to? My children in my life. You know who I'm going to give it to? My mother and father in my life. Do you know who I'm going to give it to? My friends, my work. And the most important, go look in the mirror after this is done and say, I'm going to give my time, my energy, my love, and effort back to you. Look at that person in the mirror. I'm giving it back to you. And the truth is, guys, that is actually how you help your loved one in addiction, is by helping you. And it comes down to that simple thing. If the loved one is suffering an addiction and absolutely working with unhealthy behaviors, if we respond with unhealthy, which is helping the addict, both of us are stuck in this insanity cycle of everyone's doing unhealthy. Somebody's got to choose different. And I know it's hard, because I know if there are family members on here, we just think we do it all. And the truth is, a lot of the times we do when it's an active addiction. But I'm not asking you to do it for them. I'm honestly asking it to do for you. Because why? The people in your life that are truly missing you, that truly see you today, that truly want your time, your love, and your effort in a healthy way, those are the people we need to direct that energy to, not the addict. And when we direct that towards the people in our lives that are healthy, that want us, that need us in a healthy way, our love, our effort, our time becomes reciprocated. We become happier. And because we become happier, we become starting to do even more healthier. So, without even knowing, guys, without even knowing, we respond to that addict with more healthy. And again, if we do that, that takes power away from the addict. And what it actually does is bring more strength to our true individual. It will always be their choice if they want recovery. They're the only one that has that power. The power we do have, though, the power we have is healing, challenging, and growing ourselves. And I wish I had a rock right now to just show you the power of that, because the water's right here. That rock, your healing, your growth, your challenging, go ahead and throw it into the water. All you did was throw your growth, your challenge, your healing into the water, into the ring. And what does it do? It creates ripples. And when people are ready, sometimes they feel those ripples. And the truth is, it's the fruits of your hard work. It's the possibility. Because regardless of anything, guys, we need to get it into here. We deserve healing. We deserve growth. We deserve support. Not just our loved ones suffering an addiction. You deserve it too. I want you to really hear me this morning. And I'll say the same thing again. If anyone out there is right now going, I don't feel I have a good support system. I don't feel like anyone really understands me. I feel like all I'm getting is that word, just leave, just leave. I'm going to tell you what you have the power of doing today. After this live is over, what you are going to do is take your strength, take your power, give it 30 seconds of courage, and you are going to message Mitchell and I. I am going to answer you back. I am going to give you private support groups on Facebook. I will get you into a messenger here on Facebook, and I will send you Zoom meetings. Why? Because you deserve it, because you are worth it. You need to do this for you. Take your time, your energy, your effort, and your love, and look at you in the mirror today and say, I deserve it. That's what I want you to do. Because even with this separating the loved one from the addict, can't do it alone. But I will tell you guys, because we really kind of just touched base on today of why separating the loved one from the addict is important. So why don't we keep doing this tomorrow morning and the next day? I'll talk more about why it helped me in active addiction, why it helped me in early recovery, and then another one I'll have Mitchell on with me, and we'll talk about why separating the addict from Mitchell helped him. Okay, so keep coming back, guys. I'm sorry because I'm in the sun, I can't really see the comments as well, and I really would like to answer you. So what I'll do, guys, is I'll go back up to the top, drink my coffee, and I'll answer you back by typing to you, okay? Giving you any answers anyone asked, okay? And guys, if you come on to the live afterwards, just write replay. And the reason why is that way I know that if I didn't answer questions, I absolutely can come back and answer them later on, because I want us to keep doing these morning lives and becoming a team together, becoming a family, because we already are. So I hope this live helped you guys, and what I'll do is I will end it with what we do every morning now. I will say, guys, if anyone's close to Topsail, North Carolina, Mitchell and I will be here for over a month and a half. Shoot us a message. Maybe we can meet up. We did that with Abby just a weekend ago. It's freaking amazing and awesome. There will be definitely more times with Abby because, guys, I don't want to just sit here as a person on the other side of the screen. I want to connect. And if you have that feeling inside you, if I want to connect too, let's do it together. Let's not be alone in these feelings in this world. Let's get vulnerable with one another. Let's experience life with one another. Let's have that support system. So guys, this is what we'll do. We'll end it with what I think I'm actually also trying to tell myself each time. In this moment, guys, we're going to close our eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in and out, and we're going to scan ourselves. We're going to ask ourselves, how do we feel this morning? If it's sad, if it's hurting, if it's happy, if it's peaceful, if it's content, if it's overwhelmed, if it's joyful, if it's angry. Don't reject it. Be you. Just breathe. This is your authentic self in this moment, and it's absolutely okay. We need to learn how to accept ourselves for any feeling we have, because the truth is, guys, if we deny what we feel and we try to fix it, we're not accepting who we are. We need to learn how to accept ourselves, and I'll tell you why that was a big one for me, and I'll do that in another live, of why it's okay to be positive, but sometimes I just had to be real with myself. And that was one of the things that I really learned that helped me and saved me, guys. So let's do it. Let's take that deep breath in and out. How do you feel? Accept it. It's you, and I fully embrace you no matter how you feel right now. Take that deep breath in and out, and what you're going to do is you're going to take in that bright golden healing energy, and you're going to exhale negativity. Ready? And one more, because the universe loves working in 3s and 4s. We'll do 3 today. And I want you to tell you guys, I hear my mourning dove right now. Actually, I can see her. She's up on that roof, and that's not just for me this morning. This symbolism is also for you. I'm going to tell you it right now. That mourning dove is right now telling you you are on the right path. This mourning dove is telling you whatever you're doing right now, keep doing it because it's working. No matter how you're feeling, accept you. If these morning lives are working for you, if going to Al-Anon meetings are working for you, if talking to your support system is working for you, I'm telling you right now that mourning dove is cooing to you and telling you you're on the right path. You're on the right path. Keep one foot in front of the other. And ready, guys? Let's end it with the live. I love you guys. You are worth it. You've always been worth it, and you will always be worth it. Have an amazing day. I love you guys. I'm very grateful that you love to share your time with me each morning. Now go get today, just for today. Love you guys.